Hi everyone, this is Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. I wanted to have some fun today with embossing powders. I'm probably going to do a second video with embossing powders because first I wanted to play with these because I need to get these done and I've had them for a minute. And I think I showed you possibly, maybe I didn't, these that I had done before. And they're these little wood die cuts that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they come out great. They come out great with embossing powder. So I really like them to put them on my journals. You know, you can put them on the covers, and because they're so thin, I mean, you can put them on the pages too, or on your ephemera, and it doesn't bulk it up too bad. You know what I mean? I did, you know, some gold. Let's see, this one's gold. I did a little copper, and I really like these, the purple ones, because I did them with the gold and the purple. So yeah. Oh, and here's another blue bird. But I've bought a few embossing powders, and I wanted to do some more with you guys, kind of inspire you to, you know, play with your powders if you have some, or to go get some if you don't, and see what you can do. Now, yesterday I inadvertently mixed my gold and blue, some of my gold and blue, so I decided to stick it in a container, and I'm going to go ahead and use it today. So you can see I mixed the two up. Hopefully it'll come out looking kind of cool. So let's get started. So I'm going to look through here and pick some of these out to do on camera with you guys. I've got a bunch. I've got some crosses, butterflies, the clocks, as you can see. Gosh, you know what? I think in the other drawer, I even have, let me just grab them real quick. I have, I just have to find them here. I think I stuck them up here. They're words. Where did I put them? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find them. Oh, here they are. Yeah, I wanted to do some of these too. Look at this. If you guys haven't, I mean, I know a lot of you do because I see people post all the time, but if you guys have not gone to the Dollar Tree craft department and you have a Dollar Tree nearby, you should check them out, because even though they raised their price to $1.25, you get, you know, 3 of these words in each pack. And I have trust, inspire, and memory. So won't these be awesome? So I'm going to do one of each of these words, and then I'm going to do on camera with you guys. I might do more. They also, I believe, I've seen them they have friend, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. Family. And so I like this clock a lot, and this guy. So I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to do a couple of the crosses. Let me check these out here and see what I have real quick. Yeah, they just have so many cool things. So I think I'll do a couple of clocks, a couple of butterflies, a dove. I don't know if I'll get all these done today, but I'm gonna try. So I might not. Now this is gonna be a little bit louder video because I am gonna use, if you're gonna emboss along with me, you're gonna need your heat tool. And then if you don't have these, you can totally just use some stamps right now and just kind of, you know, play around with your powders until you get some. The next video I do with the embossing powders is going to be with stencils and stamps. So, but for today, I just wanted to get these done. I have a ton of them and got a lot of journals coming up, and really just thought it'd be fun to have some of these. I think I'm going to put that heart out here. So yeah, I'm going to set these guys aside, and I think I'll do the word memory first. And I got some new powders yesterday, so I am going to do, I think I'll use this one. This is a pink tinsel. I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's embossing, it just says embossing powder. I think, yeah, it's a Ranger. So yeah, it's a Ranger brand. And it's called, let me see here. Is it just, I guess it's just pink tinsel, okay? So I always leave my lids closed because I'm so clumsy. I worry that I am going to get it like everywhere, like I did yesterday. How I ended up mixing them was funny. But yesterday I also bought this at Michael's. It's an Embossing Dauber, and I was squeezing on it and the lid was sliding off, which was pretty funny. But if you don't squeeze too hard and you just get your fluid, you know, your liquid, the sticky, what is it called? Embossing liquid, the ink, your clear ink, onto your surface with this. Okay. I'm trying to press and see which works better, to rub or to press. I guess pressing is working better. Okay. I'm brand new with this tool. I did do, here, yesterday on black paper, I did this with this color, the pink. I thought that was pretty. I'm not crazy about one of them I got. It's the opaque, but I'll try it again today and see how it works. Now, one of the things I do with embossing powder, I do a lot of layering. So, like, I'll do this first layer and then I'll come back over it maybe once, maybe even twice more times, okay? So you just pour it on there. If you've never worked with embossing powder before, I know I had not until this last year, and I fell in love. I love it, I love it. Make sure you have a piece of paper underneath to catch your powder, okay? And then you're gonna take it, and I always kind of just let it sit there for a second and then tap it lightly to get the excess off. And I set that aside for a minute so that I can pour this. I pour this back in immediately because I am the one who will take the heat gun, the heat tool, and I will hit the powder and it'll go everywhere. Now, I did notice that these little brushes work great. I'm gonna use a smaller one though. These little brushes work great to brush the powder off of your paper. And when you're doing stencils and stuff, anybody who does embossing powder knows that sometimes, even though you didn't put any sticky, it'll get onto areas of your paper or whatever you're doing, your die cut, whatever it is, and it'll actually be on there and it'll get embossed and it won't be a part of your design. So these brushes I'm finding work great. They wipe right off, and yeah. I even used them the other day to spread my clear ink onto my stencils, which was really nice because I bought that package of all those different size brushes, and I found the perfect size one to go right in and just put that ink between the holes in the stencil, the openings, and I didn't get anywhere else. It was really awesome. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna turn this gun on, so it's gonna get loud, girls. Sorry about that. So as you can watch, this is the fun part. I hope you can see it change. I think gold is probably my absolute favorite to watch, but this one is pretty. And like I said, we'll probably do a second coat, but as you can see, it's changing. See how different it looks? I hope you guys can see that in the camera. Make sure I'm in frame there, okay? And one thing I've noticed is you may think you got an area, but when you're all done and you go back, make sure that you did get the whole area, and don't touch anything while it's still warm, because this embossing powder liquefies under this heat for just a split second, and then while it's hot, you can even reheat it and make it liquefy, so it will move it and it'll mess it up. So you want to let it, go for a second. And if you hold this up like this, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a spot here that's missed, even though I did the whole thing. So I'm going to bring that back in, and I'm going to do that one little spot right there. There you go. Now it's done. So I wait a few seconds, let that dry. Isn't that pretty? That's nice. I like it. And then I'm going to go ahead, once I know it's dry, it's cool enough, okay, and I'm going to put some more on. And just tapping. That seemed to work good. If you find rubbing it on works better for you, and squeeze this really light if you guys have a dauber like this, because it will poof all of a sudden onto your table, and you'll have a pile of the clear ink that you have to put back inside your bottle. Don't ask me how I know that. Yes, it happened to me yesterday. So I found out real quick to be careful. Okay, I think I hit the whole thing. Okay, let me make sure I've got, okay. I notice I didn't get, oopsie, I notice I didn't get as much right here, so I'm gonna make sure I get my powder on there. Okay, now move my tools aside, and I'm gonna pour my powder on again. You just pour it out. Be generous, be generous. Don't worry about it, it's going back in the tub anyway. It's okay. Okay, just kind of scooch it around so I can reach in here. Make sure when you grab it, I even sometimes, where's my, I'm going to use these little tweezers just to nudge underneath there and get that so I don't touch it. Okay. All right, looks like it got on there even better this time. And I'm going to set it down and pour this back into the container, like I said. You can just lightly tap and you'll get most of it. And then tap it onto the edge of your paper. Just be careful. It's very, it'll fly away really easy, and also you can tip that little jar over really easy and you'll be sad that you did that, because it'll be difficult to get it back in there. And yeah, you don't want to waste your, it's not, you know, it doesn't cost a fortune, but who wants to waste this beautiful powder? It lasts for such a long time that, yeah, you don't want to waste it. So here we go. And this, I'll probably only have to do this one twice because it did cover it really well that first time. Okay. There we go. I like this one. I have a new journal I'm going to be doing. It's the one I did with you guys. It's going to have a lot of paints in it, a lot of just really pretty vintagey colors. And this pink is got the glitter running through it, but it's also kind of almost like a salmon-y pink when it's like this. So I like that look. Make sure I got all the spots here. Okay. All right. So there's our first one. Kind of cool. Memory. It moved it a little bit, and for some reason there's a little bit of white on the edges, but I actually like it because it's not perfect. And I personally love anything that's imperfect. I think perfect is fun, but imperfect is more fun, I believe. So, okay, let's see. Which one should we do next? Sorry, I'm just getting comfortable here. I've got my legs plastered underneath my desk where I showed you all that stuff sits. So I have to have one leg sitting up on everything. I want to do that clock. Where'd that clock? Oh, here it is. I want to do this little clock. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure. I'm just going to take my dry wipe and brush the rest of this off. Okay. I don't want to mix the colors up and stuff. So, all right. What color should we do it? Let's see. How about copper? Copper looks pretty cool for this. So we get out our dauber. I also have the pad, and I'll show you just so I can show you guys. What I usually do, and this is dirty, I apologize, it's from my stamps. I've used it with so many different stamps and stuff, but I usually just press it into it lightly like this. Then I take it up and look to see if I've gotten it, and if it's not, then I just kind of rub it around a little bit. If anybody's got a better suggestion, I also, of course, you know, with my stamps it's a little different, but like with this kind of stuff, I have also gone like this and rubbed it on this way, you know, and pressed down. So whatever way works best for you. But as you can see, if you look close, you can see that it's covered with that layer that needs that moisture, the ink that needs to catch and hold that powder. So we're gonna go ahead and pour. Like I said, be generous, don't worry about it, because it goes back in the bottle. Scoot it around. I just kind of scoot it a little bit like that. Let's see here. I have this side up a little. Okay. Just kind of flick it and it's covered. See? It's a nice coverage. Yeah. Okay. Sit it down. I move a little bit slower when I'm doing this kind of thing because I've told you before, nickname is Grace. A little bit clumsy. If any of you are better at, moving really smooth and accurate and getting things put away, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I always wanted to be that way, but I'm not. So I have to be very precise. And I tend to, my mind tends to work ahead of what my hands and everything else can do. Like, what I mean is, like, if I'm writing something, I'm thinking faster. I'm thinking so much faster than my hand will allow me to write that sometimes I leave out letters, I'll notice and go back and be like, I didn't intentionally spell it wrong. Oh, I'll forget words because I'm like way ahead of myself. And I do that with other things too. Like I move really fast and, kind of hyper and spill things. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that up there. Here, then get loud for a second. Here we go. Now this one's going to be cool. The metallic ones I think are really neat. Now here's what I do when it's something that's really small that it can move around. I take a pin, like a straight pin, and I just hold it down a little bit so that it stays in place. Okay? Now with this, I'm holding it between the clock, but normally I'll pick a spot and like poke the pen into that area. I'll show you. Like I'll go like that, and I'll just hold it there firmly, because otherwise you're gonna burn your fingers off. These little heat tools get really, really hot, so just be careful, guys. Okay, they're kind of like your glue gun. You can't trust them. They're not. They're definitely dangerous if they're used inaccurately. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that down again and do one more coat. Okay. Let me make sure I've got enough on there. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. Okay. Pour it. So how's everybody doing today? I'm putting this video up a little bit later than I normally do because I went on a day date with my husband, and we went out to the movies and to lunch, and then he took me shopping at Michael's and Hobby Lobby yesterday. He is the sweetest man. Even after eating Chinese food and candy at the movies, I know he was getting tired, and he still walked around those stores, never complained, and just kind of hung out until I was done shopping. I'm a blessed woman. Courtney is a wonderful man, or Cordy, I call him Cordy. So yeah, he's a wonderful man. And we went and saw, I know I kept talking on my videos about what movie we were going to see. We ended up going to see Tom Cruise in, what do you call it, Top Gun. Okay, I gotta say, I agree with everybody, the critics, and Tina, I know I heard her say it first. She goes, I know that not everybody will agree with me, but I think it was better than the first. I agree with her, so did he. It actually was. Tom's character had matured and gone through enough in life that he wasn't cocky anymore. He was a likable character and heroic, Yeah, it was really, really good, honestly. And a lot of action scenes, a lot of flying action, which just kind of kept you on the edge of your seat. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's definitely a recommend. So there we go. Now our clock. Did you see that? Isn't that pretty? Isn't it fun? I had somebody on Facebook today comment about embossing and say how she loves the part where it changes. It's so rewarding. I can't even agree more. I love when it starts to change and look metallic or whatever you've picked, just, it's so fun. So there's our clock. He looks so old and vintagey now. Can you guys see that? I'm looking at my camera trying to see. Okay, good. You can see it. So yeah, there's number 2. And how many minutes are we at? Make sure I can't see my minutes. Well, I know approximately that I started about 15 minutes ago or so. So I'll watch my other clock. Sometimes my phone allows me to see, and sometimes I can't see exactly what my time is on my camera. I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm going to do a heart. Okay, I like this heart. It's pretty cool looking. I think I'll use my little dauber here and pat that on. And I'm going to try to squeeze some of this out without pushing this thing off like I did yesterday. Now that I know that can happen, it just slid right off there. I was so upset because it was like all over my desk. I cleaned it up. I got most of it, but still. You don't want to waste this kind of stuff, you know. It really does last you really well. When I first bought it, it was probably when I first got my embossing. It was probably back like almost a year ago, and probably a year in September or so, maybe August. And I bought this pad and I bought this bottle with it. It came together at Michael's. I gotta tell you, I have re-inked this pad, I don't even know how many, probably 4 or 5 times to get it nice and, you know, wet. And look how much I still have. I mean, can you see that? It's still almost full. So yeah, it really lasts. It goes a long way. So don't feel too bad about the money you're going to spend on these kind of things like this, because they are going to last you unless you do it every single day. Like me, I was embossing with my clear over and over and over, and I've almost used it up, and but that was because I used it like all the time. So yeah, let's try a color we haven't done. So we did those two. I'm going to do this gold and blue that got mixed up yesterday. Hopefully I have enough to do a couple of rounds on this. I decided it looked kind of pretty. I decided to keep it when I did it. I couldn't believe I did it. It's so stupid the way I did it too. I wanted to have both colors on something. I was testing something. And instead I was watching television at the same time. It was after we got back. So probably it was exhaustion. I was pretty tired. And I poured the blue down and I was like, you know what, I'm going to add some gold. And instead of pouring the blue back into the container, I poured the gold down on it. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. But I did. And so anyway, yeah. Okay, pour that back in. I have a ceiling fan as well, so I'm worried that the fan will hit my stuff and maybe mess it up. So I can see both colors in there, so it looks like the majority is gold. I don't know, maybe I had more gold than blue. It is a really dark blue though, so it's possible that that you just can't see it quite as well. I'm gonna hold that down. Like I said, make sure you use something to hold these smaller things down, but don't put your finger in front of that hot heat tool. I've done it accidentally, and it is not good. It hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt doing this. Okay? Isn't the gold cool when it changes? If you have never done embossing powder, you're in for a treat. So this looks like it's mostly gold, and then the blue glitters are showing through. So that's pretty much what we have. Another way I do this, thought of it just now, and I'm going to show you real quick. I've also poured my powder onto my surface. Okay, kind of spread it out a little bit. Okay, and then I've got my stuff here. I'm going to use my pad. Might be a little bit easier on this. I'm just going to press it on there and get it wet. Also, when you're pushing, if you do use a pad, be careful, because these little pieces of wood, in the smaller portions of them, they can break pretty easy. So I did that with one of mine, and it was fine once I glued it down to something, but it did snap it. So yeah, watch out for that. Just a little information for you. And then I just press it into the mound of the powder. Okay, do it a little flick and it's covered again. Okay, so now I'll pour this. I am going to pour this back in. I think this will probably be my last with this color. Get my little brush. Got it. See how easy that is? It's really nice when you're doing a like a stencil or something, and you get your powder ends up on the paper, or when you do your stamping, because this just wipes it right away. And because these brushes are small, they're very precise, and so you can clean it up really nice and make it very distinct around your design. So, okay. Now it's going to get loud again. Here we go. Hold that down, and we're going to emboss. There's the gold. So pretty. I love it. There we go. Yep, I think 2 rounds on this one should do it. You can see a little more of the blue this time too. This would have looked good in my last journal, actually, the blue and gold. Okay. Let's see. There you go. What do you think, guys? Good? Looks pretty, right? Okay. Now, let's see. What color do we want? Which one do we want? We've got the pink. We did the copper clock. We did the gold and blue heart. I would like to try the blue by itself, so I think I'm going to do that one on, well, do I want to do it on there? I think I'll do it on this cross. The blue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oops, wrong one. So we're going to put our ink, our clear ink on. I think I'm liking this dauber, actually. With my stencils, this might be pretty cool. Even with, you can be more precise even with your stamping, probably. Let's see, is it all over? Yep, got it all over there. I'm gonna tip this, and I'm gonna do some blue. I've been wanting this blue. I think it's so pretty. I hope it looks good. I used to have an eyeshadow this color. Actually, I had a lot of eyeshadows that color. I used to wear a lot of blue eyeshadow. Okay. All right. Okay, it's covered. That first layer. I'm gonna cheat and sit this off to the side. I don't think I'll bump it. I'm gonna be good. And I'm gonna put this up though, because I will hit it with the heat tool. That would be bad. Okay, let's see if this thing will stay down without me holding it. Here we go. Ooh, that's really dark. That's pretty though. That second coat's really gonna make it stand out. I like it. I think I got it all. Yeah, looks like it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that? That's pretty. Okay, I'm going to do one more dousing of the ink. Okay. Should be good. And now, since I left that powder on my paper, I can go ahead and just kind of lay it out on here and press it down. Flick. Ooh, yeah, it's on there. Now, if there's times when you find that you have like a bald patch, you know, you can go ahead and press it in there into your thing on that spot and put some of your ink if you missed a spot or whatever. It does work. I've done that before, so don't feel like you've messed it up because you haven't. Okay, here we go. There we go. Ooh. That's nice. I wonder how this will look on tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow's video, but the next embossing video I'm going to do, we'll be working with also with black paper. And I thought that'd be very cool. I was thinking it would be fun. You know how you do stamping collages? I was thinking it'd be really fun if we could figure out a way to do a collage with embossed items as a backdrop. You know what I mean? I thought that'd be fun. Oh, that one looks very nice. Look at that. That's going in my new journal that I'm doing. I'm doing that second blue one. Yeah, this is going to be in it, I'm sure, because that's just too pretty not to include. So yeah. Okay, so we got that one. And now let's do a butterfly. And what should we do? Let's see. I've got the gold. And I've got this one here. I've got silver, purple. Do you guys want to see purple? I think I showed it to you already, didn't I? Now, you know what? I'm going to try this. I got to be honest. I had not used the opaque, so I didn't think about what it would look like. I'm going to do it and show you and see. I want you, if you guys can, comment and let me know what you think. I'm not sure I like it. I'll be honest. Oh, I need to put this blue back too, so let's get that back. I'm not sure, you know, how much I actually like this opaque. I probably won't buy it again. I might even return this one to Hobby Lobby. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely hesitant to use it. I'm trying to think. When I used it yesterday, I was surprised, and I'm trying to think what I would use it for. You know, but I'm sure some people love it, and I don't want to offend or anything, but I'm not sure about for me and my purposes and what I need, if it's really. But I did want to try it one more time on something else and see if maybe it looked a little better to me, you know, in a different setting. I used it on paper with a stencil yesterday, just playing with it, and that was also the impression that that this thing came off, and so some of it leaked underneath the stencil, and so it made kind of a mess. So I was thinking, you know, well, maybe that's part of it. And now when you hold your thing sideways, that's when you can really see if you missed any spots. That's why I always pick it up and look at, so the light can shine on your ink and make sure that you got it all. Okay? Oops, I just tapped that with my finger, so there we go. All right, now we'll pour it on. Okay. I hope you guys are having that you had a great weekend. It's kind of late for me to be putting up a video on a Sunday, but I had them created through yesterday, and then when we got back home, we were both pretty wiped out, and I started working on a few things on the desk that I had bought, and you know, I was kind of messing around with some papers and getting my fussy cuts done for the journal we're working on the channel, and thought, well, you know what, I'm not going to do a video. And on the weekends I do my videos when my husband goes and reads his Bible and takes his nap and stuff like that. So that's where he is right now. I told him, well, let me know if you're going to come out. I'm going to be about an hour or so doing this video, and then I'll be done. So I'll go ahead and post it today, and then tomorrow I'll do one early and get back on schedule. Okay. Now I will say this is looking prettier to me on this butterfly than it did on the paper yesterday. And it could have also been the stencil I was using, because it wasn't really, it wasn't a a butterfly or a heart or anything like that. It's kind of like, it was a stencil that's just, it's a Tim Holtz stencil, and it has a design. It's one of those design ones, and I just didn't think, but I think it might have been the spill that did it, because it's looking a little better to me. Yeah, this looks a little better. Oh yeah, that looks much nicer this time on something. So I'm not hating it so much. I'm glad, because I didn't want to have to take it back. That's kind of pretty, yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and do one more layer. Do my little, it's easier with the second time with this pad, I think. Okay. My poor pad, I need to buy a new one, because I've got so much stuff on here. This is how it ends up being this color, or this discoloration, because I'm always, you know, using it with something. Okay, one more round of this. I hope you guys are inspired to try some new things with your embossing powder doing this. I do. I hope it you know, I really love to emboss ephemera, and I've always, like, one of my favorite things to do is make pockets and decorate the front of the pocket out of an envelope. And I love to do it on black envelopes, because then when you do the gold embossing, it looks so cool. And it wasn't until recently that I really started playing with it and doing a few other things like this with these little wood die cuts, and then now the stencils I tried. And so yeah, now I'm realizing, ooh, there's a lot more I can be doing with this stuff. So I'll probably be embossing everything. Like I said, when I discovered the clear embossing powder from Tina, but I discovered it for myself. I mean, I'd seen her use it and I liked it, but once I used it myself, I was like, oh, I could do it on this and I could do it on that, and the next thing I know, I'm clear embossing all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I find this stuff a lot of fun. It is a little messy, especially the ones with glitter, but you know, it's worth it. The payoff is worth it. Look at this. Here we go, second layer of the opaque pink, tinsel pink, okay? So I guess this is basically the, let's see, yeah, this is the pink tinsel without the opaque. So it's basically the same thing. I actually have some coming too from Amazon, and I'm hoping to get here in time so I can do the stenciling and stamping video with you guys with those newer colors, because they're like a fall color. There's some really cool fall colors, and since we're in the middle of summer, we know how fast time goes, so we're all getting ready for the holidays are going to be on us before we know it, kind of thing. So let's see if I've got this all done. There's a little spot there I can see that's not done. Okay. Yeah, I'm not hating this. I thought I wouldn't like it, but now I'm not disliking it at all. It's pretty, right? There we go. What time is it? Okay, I think I'll do one more with y'all before I close up shop here. Let me look. Let's do another word, okay? Let's do inspire. Okay. What color? What color? I've got that purple. I've got black. Black's not very inspiring, is it? I love black though. Don't get me wrong. I love black. I haven't done one in silver yet. Let's try the silver. Might as well, right? Might as well. I'm gonna go for it. If I didn't like it, I could always emboss it another color on top. You can kind of do that. You layer them so much that, yeah. So we just tap this on. I'll tell you, this tapping of this first layer really is much easier than what, normally I think it's kind of. I was more excited to get this though for my stencils, to be honest, because with the stencils it's harder to, get that down in between those holes and stuff, and this kind of Okay, we're covered. Looks covered. Let me make sure. Do a little bit right there, a little bit right there. I think we're good. Okay. Here we go, guys. Silver. Who likes silver? I love silver. I love silver jewelry, but I do find with my junk journaling that I do tend to use gold more often. I am covered in embossing powder glitter. I'm going to be wiping myself down after this video. Okay. Like I said, the payoff, totally worth it. Every mess I get in, it's always worth it to me. Here we go. Alright. And silver it is. Watch this. Ooh, we love this part. There's the payoff. Pretty, pretty. The first time I ever saw anybody do this, I was hooked just watching them. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go get that. I gotta get it. I gotta get it now. And I did, like really quick. I went to the store and got my first set of stuff as fast as I could and I didn't even really know what to buy at the time. I mean, there's still stuff on the embossing aisle that I go, I wonder if I should have that or if I should be using that. There's the first layer, Inspire. It's pretty, right? Now what I could do if I wanted was I could start and do like some splashes of ink, the clear ink, and then put a different color, which is what I was trying to do yesterday with that other piece. Ended up mixing them, but I was thinking I could do that with like let's try it with the purple. Let's try that. So I'm going to pour this back in. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because I want to make sure and do a second coat. I have to wait. If I want to do splashes of color, we got to wait and let me do this second layer of silver first. Because otherwise we don't. Because I don't want to do the other color everywhere. And I don't want to make the same mistake I made yesterday with mixing and all that stuff. So first things first. This is what I was talking about when I get ahead of myself. I get excited about an idea and then I'm all over the place with it, and that's not good. So you should be proud of me. I caught myself before I did that. I'm just kidding. Here we go. All right. Bring our powder back over here. Be careful, be careful. And lay that out. And I'm just going to tap it onto that little pile. Okay. Make sure I got it everywhere. Looks like, oh, I got a couple of spots here maybe that didn't. Okay. There. All right. Here we go. There we go. Nice layer of silver covering the whole thing. Very pretty. Like I said, remember not to touch it till you know it's dry, okay? Otherwise you'll mess it up. One thing I noticed with embossing powder that's nice is if you feel like maybe you did touch it or whatever, hold that heat to it, it will begin to move and dissolve back into itself again. Just a little hint, you know, just a little hint there for you, tip there. There's the silver. Now I'm going to try and do a little touch on the edges and see what it does. This is an experiment with you guys of the purple. I want to now, because I have this dauber, I think this might be easier than it was before. I've done this before with another piece, but I'm thinking because I can kind of control where I place that ink, that I'm trying to think. So I just want a little bit of the purple on here, not a lot. So let me see. Just like right through there, right through there, right through there. Isn't that purple pretty though? It's beautiful. Yeah. See, I just want it very lightly. There you go. I don't even know if this will look okay, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Okay. Should I do some more, or what do you think? Guess I could put like a little bit through the center right here, coming out through the center. Try that. Just like almost looking like the purple was brushed across the Okay, come on. There we go. Just flip that and yeah, okay. There we go. I think I might like this better. Yeah. So it kind of looks like somebody blew purple across the silver. Like a happy accident. I don't want any hard lines, you know. Let's see. Yep, looks like I got it all. One last little douse of heat. Okay. Oh, I like that. Look at that, guys. You like that? It's pretty, right? Yeah, that's pretty. I do like that. I hope you do too. So I'm going to go ahead and close shop for now. And we went ahead and did, how many did we get done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, look at that. They all look really pretty. Here, I'm going to move this paper, put out a clean sheet, and lay those on it so you guys can see it a little better. Because I had that on the background of my mat, which is totally stained up. There we go. What do you think? Nice? Let me know in the comments if you liked this video and if you found it inspiring. I hope you did. And I hope that you had fun hanging out with me. If you hung out with me to the end, thank you so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you once again for being with me here on my channel. God bless. Bye.